Interesting. What do you mean by good?
I mean, life is just so meaningless. Like, why am I here? And why are you here? And why are you here?
What do you make of all this?
Well, you're not here for my opinion, so it doesn't really matter. Iago, tell me how your week has been since the last time you've been here. You mentioned not getting the lieutenant job, and I know you really wanted that, so how do you feel about it?
I mean, sure, I was upset, but I lost some trust and faith in Othello's leadership and things like that, but I found a constructive way to deal with all of this.
But why? I mean, like, it doesn't even matter. I mean, we're all just gonna die anyways. You shouldn't waste your time. Why must you try and disturb the universe? All we are patients, etherized on a table, helpless. What do I do with my life? Where do I start? I don't know. I guess I'll just have to think about this.
Well, you guys are making great progress. Iago, you mentioned trust. Can you elaborate on that more?
How can I trust anyone? You think you know a person, but they let you down. The moment you turn your back, they will stab you. I fought side by side with Othello, and we were in board together. But when it came to the lieutenantship, he chose Cassio, a guy with no real field experience. I have more than twice the field experience he does. But that's the past. Time to move into the future and deal with it.
But you don't know. I mean, can you even trust yourself? How does one know? And how then should I presume? And how should I begin? And you say you can only trust yourself, but I can't even trust myself. So what does one even put their trust in?
Well, this has been a very interesting session. I can see that you guys have some major trust issues and other problems, and I would love to talk more about this, but it looks like our time is up.
Right. You say life doesn't matter and has no purpose. How about you let me help you out with that?
I mean, why does it even matter then? It doesn't matter. My life has no matter. Life has no purpose.
Well, here's a purpose. You saw our therapist in there taking those meticulous notes. Why don't you help me figure out what she was saying?
You should stop asking all these questions, because all questions lead to is more, well, actually less answers.
You'll have no answers unless you help me with that.
So what brings you guys here today?
Well, someone decided to keep their wife locked up in his attic and not tell me until we're freaking getting married.
Jane dear, you know this is just a misunderstanding. I still love you.
Now, an important thing to remember about relationships is that you all have to communicate, and if you don't communicate, there's not any trust.
Exactly. I trusted you and you broke that trust. How could you lie about your wife?
I did not lie. It's just a simple misunderstanding and I forgot to tell you.
How could you forget when she bit Mr. Mason?
I was preoccupied with the man bleeding in my house.
Preoccupied?
Okay, so let's calm that down. Rochester, why didn't you tell Jane about Bertha? I'm not really sure what. I just don't get it.
I was ashamed to be married to a crazy woman. I didn't want to scare Jane away and I didn't want to ruin our relationship.
You were selfish. You cared more about what benefited you and didn't even consider what lying about this would do to me.
And what would that do to you?
I lost it. A life without Rochester wouldn't be a life. I'd be nothing more than a mistress to him, and I think I deserve more than that.
I'm sorry, Jane. Is there anything I can do to make you change your mind? Anything?
Probably not.
Yeah, my mind's pretty
I hate Jane. Okay, well, not really. I actually love her, but I hate her for misunderstanding. I love her intelligence, and she reminds me of my own intelligence. But I need to find a way to win her back. I'm not sure how, but I just need to get her back. If I can find a way to make her stay, it would be wonderful. Jane, if you're listening to this, please forgive me. I love you, Jane. Go.
Rochester is crazy, but equally parts lovable. I don't understand why would he have done this? Why would he have hid his wife in the attic? I'm supposed to be the person he loves and trusts, and instead of telling me the deepest, darkest secrets of his life, he hid them from me. And worse than that, he lied to me about them. And the only time I got the truth was literally at our altar. Like, who does that? And now I'm forced with this horrible, horrible decision. I want to stay with the man that I love, but I have to leave. And so, I will. I'm gonna run away in secret tonight. And hopefully one day, I'll get over Rochester.
So Lily, how have you been and how is your week?
I've been good. I don't know, there's been some stuff, but I mean, it's good.
Well, have you thought about some of the things that we talked about last time?
I mean, a little bit. I've, talked to my dad since then.
How did that go?
Well, I went to the law office with a friend of mine. His name is Zach, and I made a collect call to my dad, and I realized that I had spent so much time wanting loving attention from a man who didn't even know my favorite color, so it's kind of hard.
Okay, what is your favorite color?
It's blue, and any good father would have been knowing that. I feel he just should have known that, but I mean, I don't know. Tiro was never father material.
Well, the abuse that you endured with your father is an important factor to why you are here. So what comes to mind when you think of your father?
Can we talk about something else for now, please?
Of course, but I think that talking it out with your dad is going to be a huge part of your healing process. So if you don't want to talk about your father, let's talk about your mom. I know you've been feeling an enormous amount of guilt surrounding her death.
I mean, I killed her, so yeah. Guilt is basically eating me alive, but that's okay.
I'm supposed to say that.
I don't know. I mean, I never really felt like I adapted. And I mean, I'm not very likable. I don't really have friends, so I don't know.
Well, I think you're a very lovable girl, Lily. You just have to have people in your life that show you that. Okay, the important formation of self is often a young girl's mother, and we both know you had to tragically miss out on that.
I mean, that makes sense, but I guess the closest thing I've ever had to a mother would be probably August. She's really smart and understanding, and she makes me feel more comfortable in my own skin.
Lily, people love you, and you've found a home with the Boatwrights that is loving and trusting. Talk to them if you need to, and we can talk it over at your next